Ka tūria mai tētahi kua waihanga. I tētahi mea mana maurua. Ā māku e whakātū ki a koe. Tētahi kua tūwhiti i te pō au tiniti.
I was born in a refugee camp. Experienced life as a refugee firsthand. My name is Rez Gardi. My family is Kurdish. We are the world's largest group of people without an independent country. The Kurdish history is one that's been plagued with injustice, oppression, and the denial of our rights. My parents met in Iran as part of a Kurdish human rights movement when they were teenagers. They were both refugees. During this time, all vestige of Kurdish existence is banned. You could be killed for raising a Kurdish flag. You would be imprisoned for having Kurdish music on or speaking Kurdish in public. My parents tell me these stories about the number of times that they risked death at the hands of the Iranian military who would follow them after their meetings. People would disappear, people would be imprisoned. In the middle of the night one night, my parents and their 2 kids got into the back of cargo trucks and illegally crossed the border between Iran and Pakistan. And when they arrived in Quetta, Pakistan, they were granted instant asylum and status as refugees. By the time my family resettled to New Zealand, it was 10 years later. Actually, one of the most vivid memories I have is that day that we got the news. They said, "You're going to New Zealand. It's this big city in Australia." We arrived in New Zealand in February 1998. I turned 7 a few months after arriving here. So for much of my childhood, I was a happy kid. I learnt English really well. I participated in netball. Actually, the topic of where I was from didn't come up at school. But unfortunately, things changed quite dramatically for me after 9/11. Hey, aren't you from that part of the world where Osama bin Laden is from? You must be one of them. Oh, your dad is Osama bin Laden. They'd make bomb sounds when I'd walk past the playground. All those differences that were never a problem before, now I feared.
When she's coming to New Zealand, very hard for us. And she's 13 years old. I decide I take her to my country, see the family, see the Kurdish, see what is the life. And always she watching, she see very difficult.
It was around this age that I think I started questioning where I was from and wanting to know more. I met my grandparents, my extended family, my aunties and uncles and cousins, and they were telling me, don't speak Kurdish out loud, it's dangerous. And then I had gotten all these, Kurdish clothes, Kurdish posters, CDs. When we were crossing the border between Turkey and Iraq, the Turkish military confiscated all of these things. He was speaking in Turkish, I was speaking in English, and I was just outraged. I was like, how can you just take all these things from me? What have I done wrong? And I remember one line that the Turkish officer said in English, and he said, threat to national security. I was like, what does that even mean? Am I posing a threat to national security? Like, that doesn't even make sense to a 13-year-old.
1, 2... We're going to have food course, so can you all get around the table, please?
Many of the youth we're working with are from refugee displaced backgrounds. Their parents have escaped war and tragic conflicts to be here in New Zealand where they're safe. So we try to bring them all together, provide them with a platform where they can voice their concerns, talk about issues that matter to them, or just have fun and meet other people who understand their backgrounds and where they've come from, and now being in New Zealand. So yeah, it's really important that we all connect.
When I went to see my careers advisor, I said that I wanted to go to law school, and my careers advisor kind of went, okay, tell me about your family. I said, well, my dad didn't finish school. He was basically a freedom fighter all of his life. My mum didn't finish school because she was raising her siblings at the age of 10. And then based on this analysis of my family's background and no education in our family, decided that law school was off limits for me and told me I should consider more realistic options. I had been raised with the stories of my parents standing up to dictators and military. It's in my DNA to fight the system. So I was adamant that law school was where I would go, and no one could tell me that I wasn't smart enough or good enough to make it. So I went to Harvard Law School for my Master of Laws. I graduated May 2019, and crossing that stage to get my diploma, I promised myself that I would use this degree to help others who have faced injustice, people who are voiceless, and people who don't have the opportunities that I have had, and to use it to fight for the good of people.
So Shabana's team that way, Asim's team that way. You guys ready? Yep. We're here today at the Trust Stadium. We're running an event for refugee youth. We've got some basketball tips and Shabana Palvas from the New Zealand Orphans teaching our refugee youth some skills. Okay, so you'll be a captain of one team. Ariana, you'll be captain of one team. So we run these kind of events on a monthly basis. Sometimes it's sports, sometimes it's study skills, sometimes it's just a picnic. So we just try to get refugee youth together, get them to bond, build capacity, leadership skills, and enable them to enjoy opportunities that otherwise may not be possible for a lot of these young people.
Now that I've graduated, my next step will be to go over to the Kurdish region of Iraq. I'm going as part of an international team of lawyers who are going to be based in the refugee camps on the border of Iraq and Turkey. I'll be based there for a year gathering evidence so that in the future there can be a prosecution of ISIS across several jurisdictions. Don't copy us. My mum just wants to treat me like a baby.
In the beginning, I'm crying, scared. And she explained me. She went working for human rights. I'm very proud now. She's make my dreams come true. I hope one day everybody be freedom.
We are Rojava, Rojava is us.
My mum is fierce. She is dedicated. She is my biggest role model. She didn't get to finish school, and she tells me that from a young age her dream was to be a lawyer. So I almost felt like for me to graduate from law school and to pursue human rights law is not just achieving my own dreams but also my mum's, and I dedicate everything that I do to her.
Mēnā kaua ko tātou, ko wai. Mēnā kaua I nāia nei, hei āhea.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.